Los Angeles, in the Angeles National Forest in SoCal.
Right above Hollywood. Now, we had talked before about Neanderthals and how scientists had first thought that they didn't speak, and then all of a sudden they came to the conclusion that Neanderthals did speak, and that was based on a bone that was discovered on a Neanderthal that was discovered in Israel. And they had a partial skeleton, but one of the pieces that they did have was the hyoid bone. Are you familiar with the hyoid bone?
I am not familiar with the hyoid bone. Can you clarify the hyoid bone for us?
Excuse me. The hyoid bone is a horseshoe-shaped bone in the throat area. Now, if you've ever heard, tales on CSI or something like that of somebody getting strangled and have evidence that they've been strangled, it's because the hyoid bone is broken. And
does that move the tongue?
Yes, scientists were so mixed up in the past about Neanderthals. They thought they were just this crazy, primitive, beast-like ape. And when I think it was 1989, they initially discovered the hyoid bone and also the rest of the skeleton in Israel, a Neanderthal in Israel. And it's only lately that scientists are able to do 3D imaging.
So technology has now given us this new information.
But quite frankly, I don't know how this 3D technology is able to aid scientists further in their conclusions because they have the actual hyoid bone.
Modeling it after modern day humans, right? And how modern day humans.
Right, but they have a 3D actual hyoid bone in their possession, in their hands and their fingertips. Why would putting that on a computer aid them any further in making any determinations?
Well, they've been able to come up with new evidence to say that maybe they do communicate in a different way, or maybe they had a language.
But it's not related to 3D imaging.
They're saying it is.
I know, but how could it be if you have a 3D?
I'm not questioning scientists. I'm just listening to the new information.
Well, I am questioning scientists. So anyway, and I've always thought that Neanderthals could speak. Of course they can.
Why didn't you come forward years ago with this information?
Because it doesn't mean anything unless a scientist does it, or even a scientist.
Well, hold on a minute. Are you saying you're not a scientist?
No, I'm not a scientist, and even scientists have to reveal their information in peer-reviewed articles and such and so forth.
So they need to be published in order for people to believe what they're saying.
Well, I mean, yes, likely. I mean, people can make claims on talk shows and stuff like that, but they have to,
so now
argue
the
theories,
their evidence. The previous theories are now proven. They've been able to prove now that there was some language.
I think yes, I think it's more of just getting beyond this.
Beyond the grunting.
Beyond this prejudice they had that that Neanderthals simply grunted. But let's talk about the next episode.